culmination of a weekend of our Leadership for Life program. So yesterday, the group split into teams of 2 and did what we called the Great Race, which then meant that they had to utilise their leadership skills to be able to achieve certain objectives throughout the race and then come and check in. And we developed a method to decide who the winner was. Today, they're in 2 teams.
We were lucky enough to secure 4 people with the victory in the rock, scissors, paper to start off with.
So the challenge was to be able to take our team. We had to build a raft, go across the lagoon to a point, run to some rocks, turn around and come back. First team that crosses the line is the winner.
With no instructions whatsoever, they have to, as a team, decide how that's going to be done.
So we thought what a good strategy would be, because we have 4 barrels but 3 people, would get them all in a line, sort of like my thoughts were like a paddleboard or a surfboard.
We then all worked as a team, come up with an idea, changed a few times at the start before we come up with our final plan. Broke off into 2 sets of 2 and utilised our skills in tying up one set, making the planks for the top, the support, and the other team supporting all of the barrels as the main floating device to get us across.
So they have to utilise not just individual leadership skills, they have to interchange leaders. They have to utilise the strengths of each member of their team to get the best result.
The plan is 4 barrels. We'll tie the barrels together, tie them off using the grooves, which was Ben's idea. And then we've got the 4 skirting panels, which is going to sit on top, which is going to be our deck.
The challenges that we had were not only like trying to keep everything where it needed to be on land, but then once we were all on there, an extra 200 odd kilos on there, on the water, everything was moving around. So keeping balance was challenging, all part of the fun.
Russell's an absolute gun with his knot tying. He saved us there. He was able to tie his slip knots and things to hold it all nice and tight together.
So one steady wins the race, right? And we just need to get this right, because we don't want to fall apart on the way out there, right?
It's been really fun to watch because I don't think any plan has gone exactly as they wanted to, which is exactly how this is meant to be.
When we were told we had to use over 50% of what we had, that sort of threw our idea of simple, a minimalist approach. So we had to add some extra supports, extra beams, which weren't overly necessary or useful, but that's all part of the fun.
Yes! As soon as we got in the water, our raft was buoyant. We were able to start paddling and cruise across. You look back and the other team was struggling. They were falling off left, right and centre, so we thought right from the start we had it. We got 3/4 of the way across the creek and kind of backed off a little bit, and then made a decision when we got to the other side that we would carry our 4th person back, which we were supposed to leave over there because we had such a big lead, and it turned around to bite us in the backside.
Paddle.
Get in the water. Didn't go to plan, but that's okay. We were willing to adapt, so we come off, we readjusted a few things, hopped back on. I actually thought it was a lot easier because Ben and Leanne, the other 2 teammates on the Adelaide side, were actually able to sit quite comfortably and balance. So I thought, well, I'm not a bad swimmer. I'll actually swim behind and stabilise as we go. And that actually worked out really quite well for us. First team, they were like, at a bullet a gate. They just went for it, they hopped on, they didn't seem to have any issues. And they kept going. Luckily, they actually went to the wrong point first, because they had to, of course, go back across along. So we were able to save a little bit of time there. The only, dare I say, downside was because Ben and Leanne were in such a nice balanced position. Once I got there, I then had to run a good 200 metres to the rocks and then back again, then turn them around and push them out and swim across.
I think that I've learned that there's some people who naturally step up to take that team leader role.
We ended up winning by about 10 metres in the end, so it was very, very close. That extra person with the extra weight slowed us down, so it was a bad decision by the team on the other side, but we pushed through. We all stuck together and got the job done.
Well, we didn't finish first, but that's okay. The raft was there in one piece. We were all laughing and smiling, and it was, an excellent experience.